say less. I won't just say yes. Need you to do more than say less. I thought you knew that anybody can do that.
I would vote for Trump before I'd vote for Biden, just because I think Biden, like, he's gone. Like, he's gone. You're going to be relying on his cabinet, and I knew his cabinet would be this sideshow of diversity, and which is exactly what it is. You can't have those kind of people running a Ben and Jerry's. You certainly can't have those kind of people running the most powerful government the world's ever known. It's nuts.
Yeah. It's always funny when guys like that, think they're impervious to any sort of criticism, and they can just say whatever they want, and there's not going to be any sort of repercussions. He was a Bernie supporter. He was an Obama supporter. And now he doesn't apparently realize that there's going to be a huge problem with him voting for Trump, that it's not going to be worse for him, that it's not going to blow back on him.
How would it blow back on him? He's a multimillionaire who can do whatever he wants and go wherever he wants. He's a white man who's swollen, who has millions of followers who would kill for him, literally, probably. And he's in a cult of his own making and in an echo chamber. So who's going to check him, boo? Joe Rogan, who is a phenomenon, and we were talking off mic, and you said, because I get on people who say, I love your podcast. And I'm like, it's a radio show. And I'm not disparaging podcasts. I'm saying podcasts are productions. They're edited. They are refined. This is live radio, which means anything can happen at any time. Call up. You got to be on your it's a completely different set of skills that you need to do radio. Not everyone can do radio. Podcasts can be, they're productions, which because you do Fraudsters, right? And you said there's a whole generation of people that won't know what radio is. So when I say radio, they don't know what a radio is. And I was like, what? How?
You got to say, you do a live stream.
I got to tell them I do a live stream.
You do a live stream.
Now I'm feeling 80. So.
No, that's, I'm on a live stream.
I'm on a live stream.
You hate saying
radio. Oh, I'm struggling right now.
Yeah,
like
your
radio.
face got sick saying that.
Yeah, no, I don't even live stream. What the hell is radio? So, wow, really?
Yeah.
Gee, okay.
It's tough.
Is a book, or is it something? You know what I'm saying? I think there are things that should just be.
What's a computer? This is like your define a white person question. This is like it puts people in knots.
Okay. All right. I'm going to have to sit with this for a second. So you're saying there's a 12-year-old that doesn't know what a radio is?
Oh, a 12-year-old.
Is a 20-year-old that doesn't know? Is there a 20-year-old that doesn't know what a radio is? Is that what?
I think they know the concept of radio, but if you were like, you could listen to me on the radio, they'd be like, all right. I'll see you later.
That's a no for me. Oh my God.
That sounds like a lot of work.
Oh, wow. Yes. That explains a lot of things. Somebody's like, you should put your podcast out everywhere. And I'm like, I don't think you understand what is happening here. Oh my God. Okay. This is why I don't think society's going to continue. There's just too much ignorance. I feel like, there's nothing we could do about it. It's indelibly etched into the psyche of people. That ignorance is deep. It runs into the marrow of the bone. It's too much. And Joe Rogan, to me, is the banner carrying, flag waving ignoramus of this generation. And
his radio show is everywhere. Why is it?
Yes, I know. It's terrible. Knuckle dragon. So.
God bless the United States.
So, first of all, Trump can't string together two coherent sentences, period, right? His cabinet, let's start with Betsy DeVos. Can we talk about his cabinet? You want to talk about these people in Biden's cabinet? We're talking about Pete Buttigieg. We're talking about, oh Oh my goodness, who's the Secretary of State? No, don't tell me, because Blinken, Anthony Blinken. This is diversity, sideshow. This because they're using these words, right? Diversity, and then that's gonna make everyone say everyone's incompetent. They're just putting people there because they're black. We just talked about Marsha Fudge, who has a laundry list of things she's done in 3 years to improve the lives of people under the housing administration that she was presiding over. She's now retiring. But if you look at Biden's cabinet and put it up against Trump's cabinet, his cabinet was a sideshow that couldn't work at Ben and Jerry's. Period. What was
Omarosa in the cabinet? Wasn't she in the cabinet for Trump?
She wasn't in the cabinet. She was in the
she was in
the drawer.
Cabinet.
She was in the drawer.
Yeah,
she was in the drawer underneath the sink.
What?
She was in the drawer next to the sink. What?
I think that it just is so surprising because he is like a broken clock, though, I think is the problem. And it's like he's right every now and then. And he can make some sense. But then I think, honestly, he's just on too much of these like neurotropics sometimes. And he just pops off and says something. I mean, did you watch Biden at the State of the Union? I've been a big Biden lost the step guy, too. And I was State of the Union was great. I don't know if they put a bunch of Adderall in his beer.
Don't do that. Don't do that. Because it's very possible that he did this drug free, unlike Joe Rogan, by the way. 866-801-8255. Let's talk about Trump's cabinet, which we saw was a nightmare. Let's start with Jeff Sessions. Can we start with Jeff Sessions, who led the Senate Judiciary Committee? Can we start with him? He misled. Excuse me. I'm sorry. He misled. I'm sorry. Attorney General Jeff Sessions misled the Senate Judiciary Committee on his Witch, give me my mint julep. Yes, Jeff said, was it Jeff Sessions? Yes, it was. Okay. Woo, Jeff Sessions, disaster. Betsy DeVos, education. I don't know if she could even read. The VA secretary, David Shulkin, horrible. VA, ask anybody that's a vet. How did this man actually preside over this? It was just a disaster. Rex Tillerson? Are you kidding me? Rex Tillerson. Grain silo extraordinaire person, Ben Carson, housing and urban development. You put Ben Carson over the housing. Lord have mercy. Commerce, Wilbur Ross, who, and he wasn't talking about Biden's cabinet. Like, really? Matter of fact, Smith, let's put out, and Steve Mnuchin, the poster boy with his wife, with the airplanes and all of that, over the Treasury. Child, I'm going to put out this Washington Post article on Trump's cabinet just so we can get some facts here. But nobody checks him, right? Because the people he's sitting across from, they're like, yay, Joe Rogan, I'm on his show. I'm so happy. Yay, thank you.
They all also hated Trump. Almost all the people that you mentioned eventually had falling outs with Trump. Rex had a falling out. You didn't even mention the chiefs of staff that came through like a revolving door, and they all found working with Trump a complete and utter nightmare. So forget, there's one thing that like you have the cabinet, you have to have a working administration. The administration didn't work. They just weren't good at their job. How could you have a cabinet? Who is that? Bill Barr.
Oh my God, I forgot about Bill Barr.
Thinks is like Trump's a criminal. I mean, come on.
So it looks like Joe Rogan just went on there and was like, oh, Pete Buttigieg is gay, Marsha Fudge is black. But the one person that was actually an affirmative action hire was Merrick Garland, and I do not think that he was good, and he's a white man. Like, I feel like that's one person in the cabinet we could have done without. But everybody else, yes, he has a couple of women. Deb Haaland, of course, Deb Haaland should be Secretary of the Interior. That makes sense. She has the background. It's like people are put in positions because of they know some things. How about that? And so he's like, oh, it's black people. I see black people. So it's diversity hires. Just like people, I can't get on an airplane if there's a black pilot. Y'all are stupid.
I won't just say yes. I need you to do more and say less. I won't just say yes.